Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Enlightened World Network. It's time for some happiness, some gratitude, and some love. Today on Gratitude Happy Hour, I have a special guest, and she is a very dear friend of mine. Sharon Rea is the founder of No Judgment, Just Love, which is it's a global thing. It's really going viral out in our universe, which I am so happy about. Sharon, you have made such progress in getting the word out that judgment is one of those things that just tears us down and keeps us in that separation mode of seeing each other as separate and we're not equal. And we're wanting to bring equality back. Just
Yes.
like Justin wanted to bring sexy back, we're going to bring equality back, baby. So
We
I
don't have to
love,
wear a bikini to do it.
that's right. And I love, love, love that Sharon is my guest today. And let's just have fun. If you're
Yes,
watching this right now, just share this out. Bring people in to have fun with us because we're the fun group.
that's it. It's fun time on a Tuesday.
It is, and it's happy hour, so be happy.
There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh, Terry, I'm so wanting to insert fun and laughter and lightness into my world so much. There are so many things that want to grab your attention that bring you down. And when you can just lighten it up, don't let it get to you so much, or even just laugh. Even if something's not completely funny, just make yourself laugh because that does release the endorphins and it does make you a little happier, even when you just smile if you're faking it a little bit.
That's right. Absolutely. You know, I always used to say if we dress up and present ourselves in a way and put that smile on your face, it affects you on the inside, which it does. But
Yes.
also, if you dress up your inside, if you really take care of what's going on in there with your mindset and your attitude, that's going to show on the outside. It works both ways.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you can put a smile on your face, and then before you know it, that smile is going to bring more smiles to your face. And
I
people
think
are going,
about a car, like one of those old um, classic cars. I'm seeing a red, beautiful, bright cherry red car that somebody just shined up, but they forgot to look under the hood and take care of the engine and the spark plugs and all of the things that make it work. Sorry.
okay, that reminded me to turn mine off.
Yep.
See how that works?
Yes, that was a good reminder. And that, you if you don't take care of the inside, the outside could be shiny and beautiful, but sooner or later you're going to realize, oops, I should have done something under the hood. So same thing with us. There's a couple of friends, and you're one of them, Terry, that no matter when we talk on the phone or we talk on live like this, we laugh. There is laughter included in our conversation, whether it's at the end or it's something in the middle. There's always laughter. And I think the angels sing and the whole universe lifts up when we laugh.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Sharon. Absolutely. Laughter raises the vibration faster than anything.
Yes.
And whenever I'm going through one of what I call the fires, those challenging times that we all have, I tell people, don't feel sorry for me. Don't say, oh, you poor thing. Say, let me make you laugh. Let me put a smile on your face. Let me lift your vibration. And,
Yes.
there's times when I've been resistant to that. And I'm like, I don't want to laugh. I feel bad. I'm hurting right now. Can't you just have some sympathy for me? But the best thing that anybody can do is make you laugh and
Yes.
help you to lighten up and put that smile on. Uh,
You know,
Miranda Lambert did a song after her and Blake Shelton broke up, and I love the song. And it's like this ain't your mama's breakup, and it's like put your makeup on, put your face on.
yeah, yeah, I remember that song.
Like, yeah, I love that. And my marriage was breaking up right at the same time that that song came out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put my makeup on. I'm gonna go out.
But sometimes, Terry, I think we want to wallow. We want to lay in that uncomfortable, sad, poor me feeling. And that's okay. You have to be there, but see what you can do about lifting yourself up. I remember last year when you were going through some things that your post was, okay, I'm ready for a joke. Everybody put something on my post that makes me laugh. That was so wonderful. I mean, people, I think you lift each other up when you ask for laughter and you ask for a joke, or you ask for someone to help you lighten your mood.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, just think about it. When you're already in that place, like with me, it was at the time that I discovered I had breast cancer, and I was already in a place of fear. I was in a place of sadness and
Mm-hmm.
confusion and chaos. I didn't want people, saying things that were low vibration to me, like, I'm so sorry. That's the first thing you hear when
I
you tell
know.
somebody that something's going on. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what does that do? That just makes you, it reinforces there's something really bad going on, right? So
Exactly, exactly.
I didn't need any more reinforcement about that. I was just doing a good job of that all by myself. So whenever we're going through something, if we can just lift our vibration till we get to that point of then let's deal with it. Then
Yeah.
let's look at it from a place, a higher place, and not that low vibration of fear.
Because that's where the answers are, right, Terry? I mean,
Uh,
all of your answers are in the wide eyed wonder, the curiosity, the lighter side, because you're not blocked from hearing or receiving any of your guidance or messages or peace. Um, there has been a lot of death in the world recently, lots of people taking their leave, many families losing dear ones. And I've lost my mom, my dad. I had a small family, so there weren't a lot of people. And I recognize and understand the hole that is left when people pass on. You miss their physical presence. You miss being able to talk directly with them. Whatever you used to do together that was fun and wonderful. And that is a real pain that people must find their own way through. But today, as I was watching a little bit of John Lewis's memorial, Congressman John Lewis,
right.
and someone was reading in the chamber about the proclamation that they were, and she got very choked up as she was reading, and I totally get that. But here's where my mind went, Terry. I mean, speaking about laughter and how to take something just like what you had, the diagnosis of breast cancer, or a real giant of a man taking his leave. And what I saw was a play. You know how all the characters are on stage and they're doing their parts, and John finished his part and he just went off to the side, and I just went, good job.
That's right.
I'll see you at the cast party when I
That's
it
it.
was like I just kind of remembered New Orleans, where they have a band, and they send people off with joy and laughter, and they celebrate their lives, and that doesn't disregard or diminish the pain and the loss and all of that, but just the awareness that we are, all of us, here for an amount of time, whatever that is. And we're playing our parts and we're doing our roles and we have our script in hand, or we're improvising.
Right.
And that we only just went off in the wings. And you can still talk to us, you can still interact with us. They're probably giving you cues if you miss your lines. And
Right.
there's a big after party. I've been an actress, I've been in plays, and the after party is so
Oh,
cool.
they're so fun. Yes. Yes.
So that just
Well,
lightened it
I
all up. I
love
was like,
that. Yeah.
John, thank you.
Yeah. What a perspective and a great way to look at that. There are so many people that can't handle the grief. And let's
Yeah.
talk about that, because that, when you lose someone in the physical, the hardest part is not being able to touch them anymore, not being able to hug or to
Yes.
sit and have a conversation with them. So it's really hard for a lot of people, and I've been there. It's hard for us to work through those steps of grief and to come to that place where you were, of saying, wow, what a great life he led. Let's celebrate that. What a great job he did on this, in this lifetime here on earth. And that would help so many to be able to turn that perspective to their loved ones. And just like our dear Sherry Myers just lost her mother Sylvia, and that woman was extraordinary. She inspired so many, and I just celebrate her. I celebrate Sylvia for all that she did in the world, and the way that she lived her life. And let's make that a thing,
Oh,
to really
yes.
celebrate life instead of the deep grieving. I mean, there's going to be those moments of just immense loss that we feel, but to really celebrate what that person was all about in their lifetime, that's huge.
It
It's
is huge, Terry. And I think another component, because when my mom and dad were, getting ready to take their leave, and both of them had major, and I'm an only child, so there was no one else. That's a yin and a yang. There was no one else, but there was no one else. So
yeah,
I could make all the decisions I needed. But it's filters into a little bit of no judgment, just love, because there are some people that you determine, you critique, you judge their life as being stellar or something less than that. And then when they take their leave, if you haven't been able to rectify that, if they're close to you, and treat them with kindness and understanding, even though they're a pain in the butt, um, rectifying that before they take their leave, I think helps you get to through that mourning period a little differently, maybe not in time, maybe it just still takes a long time, but at least you're not including the judgment of yourself about how you treated them when they were here.
right. Yeah, that's so true. Let's talk about no judgment, just love. How did tell us the backstory? How did this come to be, Sharon?
This is so interesting because I've been a lot of things in my life. I've been a lobbyist, a teacher, I've worked for Make-A-Wish, so many things. And at the time of working for the government in a program called First Things First, which was helping parents that had children from birth to 5 understand what the importance of that age range is, I decided, oh, I love helping parents. So I'm going to go out on my own. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and start my own business. And it was the whole family coaching. And I didn't know how to do a business. I didn't know any of that. And someone said to me, oh, you need a tagline. You need something that describes your business. And it can't be long, can't be a big paragraph, it's got to be short. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know what that could be. And it just dropped in, Terry. No judgment, just love. I thought, oh, I love that. That is so, it resonated immediately
Mhm.
because what it said to me is these 4 words kind of describe who I've been all my life without having a definitive way to talk about how in the 7th grade everybody hated the math teacher and I completely loved him even though he gave us homework over Christmas holidays.
Right? No judgment there now.
Exactly. And so having those 4 words describe what I was doing, which was helping families and parents and children be in a place where someone could listen to them as a coach without judgment, without critiquing what they are going through. Because that's something, as you know, when we had the comfy couch conversations, is that people don't often have a safe space to let go and talk about the things that are bothering them. So having no judgment and then the just love. And Deb Goldberg just sent me a message the other day because to me, all these 6 years that I've been doing no judgment, just love, sharing it and being living it and all that, I heard it as 2 complete sentences. No judgment, which means obviously we judge, but to work towards that ultimate place of allowance for everyone to be who they are. and then just love. So when you can do that, you move closer to ultimate love. Well, Deb sent me a note and she said, Sharon, I just heard that the just love was just divine love. So it's the just, the rightness, the divinity of love. I just thought, holy moly, that puts a whole new spin on it.
It really does. Yes, I love that. I
So
love
it's been a part of me. I can't not be it anymore. It's just become my habit. And in the beginning, excuse me, I had to find an example of how to actually live it because it's nice to say, right, Teri?
Oh,
Yeah, no
yeah.
judgment, just love. But you just try living that.
24 hours a day.
And especially for yourself, right? To
Yeah.
judge yourself less. So
Hard.
we had a little, not a little, it was a big issue here in Arizona. I live in Scottsdale, where the legislature wanted to put a law forth that businesses could disregard people that they didn't want to serve. Now, a business has a right to do that, but I don't think it should be codified in a law. And so I had my opinion about that. And I thought, oh, if I can find my way to at least allow me to understand the other side, I don't have to fully agree with it. I really don't even have to understand it. Just need to know that there is another perspective that I don't share that is equally valuable.
Right.
It was a little tough, but once I got there, I couldn't do it, looking at Earth, looking at human people. I had to
Right.
use what I call my GPS, which is the greatest personal shift
Ah,
to go up to a higher place, a bigger vantage point to see everyone has value.
yes. Absolutely. I love that. I love it. The greatest personal shift. Yeah. Wow. It's all perspective.
Yes.
It's all perspective. And, we make choices every day. We decide every day, as my friend Karen says, if we're living in a prison or a playground. So it's all perspective. It's what are we going to do with this time that we've been given? What are we going to do with this new day? That's an opportunity for us to really make a difference. And Sharon, I feel like you make a difference
Mm.
every day out in the world.
Thank you, Teri. It's my absolute joy to be here at this time, in this body, in this way. I just love life. I love people, how interesting they are. I love animals. I love trees. I love my house. I feel like the little girl in front of that viral video where she's standing in front of the mirror. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my teeth.
I love that, and get into that energy. More of us got into that little child energy, our inner child, and did that. Really looked at those things that we're grateful for. Gratitude. That's what we're all about here on this show, and in my life is gratitude.
What are
And
you grateful for today, Teri?
goodness, I am grateful that I'm alive and breathing today.
Yeah.
There have been so many times that it should have been the end for me. That should have been it.
Oh,
I've been through horrible diseases and traumas, and just the fact that I open my eyes in the morning, I open my eyes, and the very first thing I say, I look out the window and I say, "Thank you, God, for another day.
yes.
Thank you. Now help me to make an impact today. Help me do something that's going to make a difference out in the world." So
I
I'm
love
grateful
that.
every day for the breath I take, just for being in this body for one more day. I don't take any of it for granted. I can't take it for granted because I've seen right there on the precipice, it's like that could have been it. That could have been it for me. I could have decided, yeah, that's my exit point. I'm going to go now.
Yeah.
Like, nope, the angels weren't done with me yet. I wasn't done with me yet.
And that is so interesting, Teri. I'm pondering two exit points that I could have taken. at two different times in my life. And of course, you see it in hindsight. You don't really well, maybe you do, but I didn't recognize it at the time of what my soul was just like, yeah, you have free will, but you still got some stuff to do. You're not taking yourself out right now.
Right.
And so if you've ever had even just one of those, to it just shifts your perspective about what's important, right? And when you can stay more in the present moment, it gives you, just like you said, when you wake up in the morning, you're in that beautiful moment of the morning, looking out. Oh my gosh, I'm still here. Yay!
I made it.
One more day. Woohoo! And then I love your intention. Help me make the most of this day. What does that mean to each person? And those things, I think, make an easier road for gratitude. I
Absolutely.
remember when I was little, my mother and father used to, I don't know if they made me, I kind of feel like they made me sit by the side of the bed on my knees and do my prayers at night. And it became just this thing I said that it didn't resonate with me at all. Um, and I'd pray for my grandma and I'd pray for but in my head I'm going, I don't even know her. I don't see her half the time. Why am I praying for this person? And I'm 6 or 5 or whatever age I was. And so I think it's incumbent and important, as I do this job of parent coaching, for adults to find places of gratitude and share that with your children so that they have a model to know what true gratefulness is, what true thankfulness is, and help them be thankful for the things that matter in their life so when they grow up, they can broaden that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me share with you. I have a friend that did I'm pretty sure she's probably still doing it because it's such a great thing to do. She would leave a notebook open on the kitchen counter so that throughout the day, anything that came up, she could just write out a word of gratitude. I'm grateful for, and whatever it was. And the whole family could do that. Anyone in
Mm,
the house that came through the kitchen could go to this notebook and just write down what they were grateful for. And what a great way to teach your children about gratitude, to teach your spouse or your loved ones that are there with you. Just teach them this is what we're doing. This is a tradition we're going to set to every day throughout the day. When something comes up, just write it, write the gratitude for it. And
that's
it's
beautiful.
stuck with me ever since she told me that. And I thought, wow, what an awesome tradition that really should be out there in the world to go viral. You know,
Yes.
people doing this all over the world, what a difference it would make in homes, wouldn't it?
Oh my goodness, yes. And I think you do something like a gratitude jar, Terry.
Gratitude face. Yeah, every day giving gratitude for somebody. And I actually have a book that's a gratitude journal where you can every day write that down. Who am I grateful for today? Think of a person. We can think of things that we're grateful for, and that's wonderful, but think about the people in your life or people that maybe you don't even know them personally, but you know them from your interactions online. Some of the groups that we're in, we really have a closeness there. Um, Hang on.
You okay?
Well, yeah, I had a message that popped up and wanted
Oh,
me
whoops.
in the meeting, and I'm like, I'm not done yet.
We're still here.
I'm still going. Sean's still talking, okay? Don't you love it when technology tries to tell you what to do?
Exactly. That's hilarious. And to even be able to be grateful for the things that aren't fluffy and nice and wonderful. I remember going through the transition of our family through a divorce where it was just contentious, it was heated, it was awful, it was all of those things. And I made a deliberate choice to be grateful for my former husband, the father of our children, even though he and I were like, just wasn't good. And I love that somehow I was guided to do that because, things become a habit. if you are grateful and you see gratitude in everything, all things, it becomes a habit, and the opposite as well. If you don't have gratefulness and thankfulness for things, especially when they're hurtful or harmful, because everything's a lesson. Just like we began with the play. Somebody wrote that in for me. Maybe it was my higher self. I don't know, but that's my line right now. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I always relate it to it's our movie. So like I'm in my own movie, and there's
yes,
characters moving in and out of my movie, and I have all these lines that I came here to deliver. I came here to go through certain things in certain ways. So if somebody tries to take me away from my lines and rewrite the script, it's like I'm not going to fulfill whatever it was I came here this lifetime to
right,
accomplish, to learn, to share, to teach, whatever it might be. And it's the same way for each person that's here. And if we try to change and rewrite their script for them, we're not doing them a service. We
exactly.
might look at people and say, oh, you need to do it this way. That's not the right way to do it. Let me fix that for you.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. So we need to let people live their movie and live their script. And yeah, we can make some suggestions, our suggestions of how things could look a little better with a better perspective. But we're all here living out our lives and doing the best we can with what we got.
I
And
love that you said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
yeah, we're living our path. We are. And sometimes we don't know it yet until we open up to, yeah, that's what's
Hmm.
happening to me.
Hmm. I love that you talk about I'm here to fix you because you're not doing it right. Boy, oh boy, where did we give ourselves permission that we have to fix everybody? I mean, people that we don't even know. You know, today I really took some time off television and reading, and because I've been inspired to learn a lot in the conversations that we're having in our country. And I realized I just took on a lot of energies that were not mine.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was making me feel very lethargic and uncomfortable. My stomach hurt. I had a headache, all of that. And I just asked, please let everyone's energy that's on me go away, cut it, release it so I can just feel me again. And that is me adjusting and aligning with me. I didn't need anybody to come and fix me, to think I was anything other than just needing a little adjustment.
A little
But we've given
tweaking,
ourselves, say again?
a little tweaking.
Yeah, a little tweaking. Because a funny story is about fixing somebody. Because I think that if you see something like someone in pain, like I wasn't feeling good, and a friend could say, well, did you try this? Or why don't you try that? Instead of just running to the medicine cabinet and giving me something that doesn't fit. I remember my girlfriend had a brand new house. And for whatever reason, I don't like taking off the little plastic thing on new appliances.
Right.
Doesn't make sense to most people, but I feel like if it's still on there, it's always clean. Because once I do take it off, if I move, I don't have to clean underneath. I just clean the plastic.
I like the way you think.
And of course, she's my friend and my realtor. She felt like she needed to fix that. So she walks in and just goes, oh, this is still on. And I thought, I was like, ah! And that's like a running joke for us now, 20 years later. But, don't try and fix people. They may have a reason why they do what they do, and they don't need to explain it. You don't have to understand it.
Right. Yeah. It's not yours to fix. Wow. What a great analogy, though. Yeah, that we do want to pull that plastic off, don't we?
Yes, we do. And it rips. It leaves something bare and open, and that's our personal job to do that, not yours.
Exactly. Exactly. And oh, and parents sometimes are notorious for wanting to rip that plastic.
Yes. And yesterday was today too. Yeah, yesterday I had my first solo show, conscious
Oh,
communication.
congratulations.
Thank you, and the practice of no judgment, just love. And I was nervous. I'm very comfortable doing this. I've had a lot of really grateful opportunities to support everyone in Enlightened World Network and be a guest on their show. Um, and in doing it, I said, okay, I have 15 minutes. I just want to give some tips about how to communicate, how to be aware, how to be conscious. And at the end, I quoted this. I don't even know where the quote came from. Sorry, everyone who loves to have things quoted. But it says, a tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break hearts.
Ah, yes.
And talk about parents wanting to fix. One of the women that was following the show wrote back to me and she said, I was ready to go right into my teenage boy and tell him what's what. And then I remembered your words about a tongue has no bones, but it is strong enough to break hearts. And I did not yell at him. I was like, yes, I didn't even know this young man. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah. See, you made a difference just with that first show.
Yes.
Just look at what you're doing already. I love
Yeah,
that. I love it. And I love that you stepped out of your comfort zone and you did this.
that was big because I fretted and worried. I got up at 5:30 that morning to try and make everything perfect, and then, I just did it, and it turned out well. And I'm excited now instead of nervous to do the next one.
Yes. Well, we're excited about what's going to come forth from it because I think there's going to be a lot of spiritual growth.
Yes. And talking about spiritual growth, Terry, I think that I have my friend who often says, well, I want to make sure I do the spiritual thing, or I really want to be spiritual. And tell me what you think of this, Terry. I think everything we do is spiritually guided. I mean, it's not just the butterflies and rainbows, it's everything, every utterance, every breath, every word, every deed is a spiritual manifestation of who you are.
It absolutely is. Absolutely. And when we go into the Akashic records, I know many people don't understand that. I'm not trying to speak gibberish, but there's a record of everything that we do, and it's our record. It's each individual record. And when we go in there, we can see how the things that we say, our actions, how they've impacted those around us and ourselves.
Mm.
Well, we're our own worst critic. So everything that we say, if we're putting it out of our mouth, it's our story. It's what we are, how we're showing ourselves to the world. So yeah, everything comes from a spiritual place, and it's all there. So even if those people that aren't consciously aware that there is this record and this place where everything is there, everything's laid out, everything that we've ever done in any lifetime, we can have access to it. It's all there. And maybe you're not aware in this lifetime that it is coming from spirituality, but in your DNA, in
Mm.
your heart of hearts, and once we get in touch with that, it's like, oh, wow, I really am more than just this human body. I'm more than just flesh and bone, right? There's something
Mm-hmm.
else beyond this. And sometimes, Sharon, it takes something big for us to get there. It takes something
Oh.
happening in our life. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I went into kidney failure, and I didn't know if I was going to live or die. I didn't know if my child was going to. I was 6 months pregnant when I went into kidney
What?
failure. So that was a point for me. I had to be in the hospital for a month to get stabilized with my electrolytes and my body and everything. And that was a time of really starting to say, wow, what's this all about? And start to examine inside and see, okay, there's got to be something more than this. There's more to life than what we know.
Right, right.
So yeah, I think a lot of times it takes maybe not something that horrific, but it takes something that shakes us and causes us to really ask the important questions, to ask the deep questions instead of just what's for dinner. Asking, what is this inside of me? What am I really all about? But when we
Terry, that's a place of gratitude too. I mean, what I mean is that, I can align with possibly how you might have felt. I certainly didn't go through that, and I did not know that it was a pregnancy on top of that. That just compounds it, I mean, beyond what I can even imagine. But those things do wake us up, do have us come to a place where, uh-oh, I've been just marking time or thinking I was doing one thing when really there's a little bit more. And I align with the fact that that's what COVID-19 is doing for our whole universe. That's what Black Lives Matter is doing. That's what the Me Too movement did. That's what, so many times when it's a collective shake you up, wake you up kind of thing that's happening. Because I just hear so many people reevaluating their lives, reevaluate this whole school conversation,
yeah,
not just only because there's a health concern, but what is it they're learning in school? Is that what I want my children to learn? Do I want to give them an education in a different way? I mean, it just causes a lot of opportunity for gratitude for sure. Because if you're still here, even though these times are crazy, wacky, and tough, you're still here,
still
which
here.
means you're valued.
Yes, exactly. Still kicking. And there's a lot of people that are caught up in addiction to anything. It doesn't have to be alcohol, drugs. There's many types of addictions. And sometimes it takes them reaching what's termed the rock bottom, reaching that
Ah,
place where they've fallen all the way down and there's no further they can go down. And then when they reach that place, then they're like, oh, I think I might need some help. And that's how we are sometimes. We have to have that smack. We have to
yeah.
have that wake up, whatever it looks like. And I think COVID was our wake up. It was definitely an alarm for us to listen to, but a lot of people want to hit that snooze button, don't they? Like, I'm not going
Yeah.
to listen to that alarm clock. I'm going to hit that snooze button. I need 5 more years.
Yes, 5 more years. I thought you were going to say 5 more minutes, but 5 more years. All right.
Yeah, and there's still people hitting the snooze button. There's still people that are, lost in the illusion. And it's like, it's okay. There's no judgment about that. That's your journey. You want to stay in that illusion, that's your movie. That's your part that you're playing.
Yes.
But when we do reach that point of saying, wow, what is this? Then we can start to look inside. We can start doing the inner perspective and reflection. And then if we need help, we can reach out to somebody and get
Yes.
that guidance. That's
Yes.
why
And
we're here.
how cool is it, maybe even, I'm thinking hundreds of years ago, but probably even just 60 years ago, there were a lot less people to reach out to
Yes.
if you were in that space of discovery of who you are and why you're here and all of that. And what a grateful place to be, to have a whole community of people that you can reach out to. That's something to be grateful about. When you're learning, when you're uncovering, when things are wacky, when you've realized something, you can choose from many, many people who have whole different perspectives for you to find some solace, some answers. I mean, that's something right now. I'm just identifying another thing to be grateful for.
Yes. Absolutely. I saw so many communities come together during that period of lockdown, that time when we were told, don't go out and about unless it's an absolute necessity, like getting groceries, to pretty much stay put. So people were reaching out to each other. And there were beautiful communities that came together. And that's the support system that came out of COVID. And
Yes.
there's many support systems that are available to us, and you're definitely one of those that's it's so needed to be there for parents. And especially right now, I just envision all those parents who for the last, what's it been now, 4 months,
Oh my
uh,
goodness.
just
March.
constantly having that, not having a break
Right.
from the kids, if they're small kids especially, not having any break at all. That's tough. So you're in a very needed profession right now.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. It's interesting because I live in an apartment, and across the way there's a family with two little ones, a little tiny baby and a little boy. And during the beginning of this March, April, it was around Easter, I had such a desire to go over and say, can I take your kids for, a half a day for the evening so you and your husband can go out? And I realized I can't do that in this space of health because, first of all, I don't know that they would say yes. And even if they did, I don't know if I would feel comfortable doing that. But my heart was out there
Art
to
was,
help.
yeah, how beautiful. Yeah, that's it. We just don't know. And it's really hard to do that benevolence that we normally would feel that we could go and do.
Yeah.
Such a tough time because we do have the compassion. We want to help. And it's like, well, we can't do it physically. How can we do it?
Mm-hmm.
And just putting out as much positive energy as we can is one way.
And
Be
Terry, when we talked about what we might include in our conversation today, one of the things was how to deal with emotions and what you do with that. And I just want to get your opinion about what sort of happened around me today. I've been a lobbyist. That was another job I had in government, so I really understand and like the process of being in politics. Not exactly how it's being delivered right now; it's very contentious, but political places is appropriate. So I've been, like, give me more, let me learn, let me watch, let me understand, especially the conversations that we're having about the election or about the racial injustice, about our societal injustice, all of that. I've been watching little YouTubes, and then today I just felt awful. My head hurt, my stomach hurt, I felt drained. And what I realized is, in my zest and zeal to learn a lot and to listen to a lot of different people and take it in, I think I took on a lot of other people's energies and did not realize that they were combining with me and somehow bringing me down, just too heavy.
Mhm.
And so as soon as I realized that moment, it was like the lights went on in the room, everything brightened up. And so I spent about a half hour before we started. I took a nap and I asked, please just let me be me and let everyone else have their own energies. I don't want to hold on. And when you do coaching or any kind of service, you do have such open heart and such empathy for people that you bring on their energies. And sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's really not. What's your experience with that, Terry?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started doing energy healing, oh my gosh, I would take that energy. I was like, give it to me. And sometimes subconsciously, I would just like allow it to flow into my energy. And I had to really learn to separate and look at, okay, this is something they're going through. I'm not going through it. I can feel what they're feeling, not to the extent that they are feeling it, but I can feel that heaviness or that pain, wherever it might be. And
Mm-hmm.
if we don't know how to protect our own energy field, this is what happens. That energy just kind of grabs on. And so it's going to sit there with you. And you don't want that. You can't be that vessel that every
Mm.
energy is going to enter into. You have to do the prayers of protection call in Archangel Michael. He's our protector. And just surround yourself with that white protective energy before you have an interaction with somebody, whether you're doing energy healing, coaching, talking to a friend, listening to a friend, whatever it might be. You don't want to take on that energy because it's not yours. It's not your energy to take. You want that energy to go out of them. If it's a heavy vibration, you want it to lift up to God for it to be transmuted into positive, but you don't need it. And
Mm,
like what happened with you, Sharon, it brings your energy down to do that.
yes.
So we can shield ourselves, as our dear John Thaddeus Fiore just came in. He says some sort of personal shielding. Shielding, everyone is having their own experiences. Right. So we shield from that energy that they have. Now, I still feel when I do energy healing, I still feel where the pain is or where that low vibration is, but I don't take it on. I
Mm,
just go in and open up the energy fields and say, okay, now will you release this to be transmuted into light, beautiful, positive energy? So I'm not taking it and they don't have it anymore. It's gone out to be transmuted. And
that's
this is something we
beautiful.
can all do. Like I said, if you know that you're going to be around other people, even at the grocery store, we can take on people's energy at the grocery store.
Sure.
We can feel their pain. We can feel their fear, especially. That was huge during these last few months.
Mm,
To encounter
yes.
somebody at the store and just, you can see it in their eyes, you can feel it in the way their body is being held. Don't take that on. Shield yourself before you go to the grocery store. Shield yourself if you're going to be talking to somebody on the phone, even because
Yeah.
that vibration can come to you over the phone. There's many ways you can protect your energy. Archangel Michael is my go-to. I
Yeah,
love
he was with me today. I called him in. Mikey, I need you, baby.
I call him Uncle Mike.
Yes. Oh, Terry, that's so true. And you know, when we talked earlier about saying your prayers at night, I mean, I actually remember offering to a client this practice of in the evening, say your prayers, whatever your evening ritual is. But I'm also now thinking I'm going to put a sign up on my wall to clear my energy of everyone and everything that isn't for my highest good before I go to sleep, because I don't want, I know me, I won't remember all day long to, you know, go to the store and talk to this person. And a lot of people are calling me to have conversation about things. And so I'm always willing. I'm not always available, but I'm always willing. So I think that's a good ritual for the evening, is to just cleanse, clear, and be me as I get ready to, as uh, Wayne Dyer says, marinate in my 8 hours of sleep.
That's right. Absolutely. And, you know, Karen Palmer, I know we both just dearly love her. She
Yes.
does this cancel, clear, release all fear.
Yes.
So clear, release all fear, just to let that go from you. I love that one as well. And you can always call in the white light of source energy. I call it God, call it whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. It's the highest being that is. And it's such a beautiful energy when you call it in and it totally surrounds you. And that's
Mm.
protection. You're protecting your own energy field, and you can clear your aura. You know, Sharon, we hear things, we hear the news from, I don't listen to it, but on TV, but you do hear it. You hear what's
Yeah.
going on in the world. Or we hear a conversation, or maybe there's an interaction that's a little heated with somebody. We take on some of that energy in our aura that's outside of our body. So it's
Oh,
important to clear that energy field every day. Every,
wow.
yeah.
Boy, that's a thank you, Terry. That's something for me to be grateful to you for, reminding me of that.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah.
can do it with selenite is a wonderful stone that pulls negative energy away from you. You can just
Mm-hmm.
run, and I've done this for people. I've just run the selenite down their arm and they can see the stream. You can actually watch the wave
Wow.
of energy. It's beautiful. But you don't have to
Wow.
have a crystal. You can do it with a way that I teach people to do it is to use your fingers like they're a comb, and feel into your own energy field. You know how it feels. Just feel into your energy that's on the outside of you. And then you use your fingers like they're a comb, and you just start at the top of your head and you just like comb it through. Just comb that energy, and you'll feel any place that feels heavier. That'll
Oh,
it'll feel different from the rest of your energy. So you just comb your whole length of your body, and then if you have water in front of you or fire like a candle, you can just put that energy that you pulled off right in there, and it transmutes immediately.
that's so cool, Terry. What a great tip.
Or a clearing, and it's so important to do this, and many people don't know. We walk around with the stuff attached to us, and sorry, my phone was ringing. uh, but we walk around with this stuff, and we can clear that, and you'll feel so much lighter when you do that.
Wow. I'm going to do that.
Absolutely,
I am.
do it every day, as you know, as many times as you think about it, at least, you know, through the day. You're welcome, John. He says thank you.
Hi, John. How are you, sir?
Yeah. So thank you. I want to thank everyone who's been here, and Hope is saying thank you to you, Sharon, for the show yesterday that you did. She says that was me.
How was it? Thank you, Hope. It was so beautiful for you to share that with me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a beautiful audience. Thank you all for being here. And I cannot believe that our hour is almost up.
What?
Yeah, it feels like we just started talking, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Oh my goodness.
There's this
So,
little thing called time that we created. We're like, yeah, we have to have increments, and then we have to stick to that time.
yes, we do. There's somebody else in line right behind.
Right. So, Sharon, I have so enjoyed having you on here, and this has been a beautiful conversation. And I
Yes.
really hope that the things that we brought out today are something that you all needed to hear. And I set that intention with every show I do. Every show, it's like whoever needs to hear the words are going to be there. And the angels will make sure that they're there hearing it, whether they hear it live or on the replay. If they need
I
to hear
think
the
that's
words,
so
they'll hear
true.
it.
Because that was hope, that was for you, because I I did make an intention. I said whatever I have to say, just guide me so whoever needs to hear it hears it. So thank you for being the confirmation of that.
Yes, yes. So, Sharon, tell people how they can reach you, because I want them to reach out to
Hey,
you.
Sharon!
They can come to Arizona, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're gonna get down to 99 tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. I don't miss those. I lived there for a bit. So, yeah, I
Did
understand
you?
what you're talking about. I lived in Arizona for 3 years.
Oh, Terry, wow, yes, it is hot like a hot mother over here. But so I am reachable at www.njjl.world. That's for no judgment, just love.world. You can also email me at the same address, Sharon, S-H-A, capital R-O-N, at njjl.world.
Right. I typed it in there. All you have to do is click on that, and it'll take you to Sharon, just like
Thank you, Terry.
magic.
It's magic. We live in a magical world.
Oh, love magic.
And see, look, we have our laughter. We have our laughter, our gut belly laugh. I just love it. Every time we communicate, Terry, every time we have a conversation, that
Yes,
is there.
yes, it is. And I'm seeing 555, which is a big number of change.
Ooh,
That's where
yay.
the angels are saying there's a change a coming. And
Ooh,
there is. There is. Anytime that you do that inner work that we were talking about earlier, going in and just seeing, what is this all about? You know, that's the question I ask. What is this all about? And
Mhm.
even last year, when I went through my fire with cancer, I sat with the angel and I said, what is this all about? You know, can you
Ah, yeah.
explain? Like, you got some splaining to do here.
Lucy, you got
I
some
know.
splaining to do.
Yeah. So just go inside, just ask those questions. And then if you need someone to just give you another perspective, Sharon is awesome at that. Just reach out and just say, can we talk? Let's talk. I need somebody to look at this.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Terry.
John,
Ooh,
and all of you that were on, thank you for coming on to Gratitude Happy Hour. I'm here every Tuesday and I have different guests that bring a different perspective, which this one today has been amazing. And I've absolutely loved this conversation that we've had.
me too, Terry. Thank you.
Take what
Much
resonates with
gratitude.
you. Thank you. Take what resonates with you. Leave the rest. If it didn't resonate, that's okay. It wasn't part of your movie right now, but just tuck it away and it'll be there for whenever you do need it or want to share it with somebody. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And Sharon, you're in my heart always, my sister. Much
Yes, sister
to you.
baby.
Much love to you. And I want to remind everybody tonight there's more. At 7 o'clock, Robert Painley will be on with Spirit Focus, and that's on EWN Enlightened Living. He's got a guest on there tonight, so come check out what they're going to talk about. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, these are all Eastern, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, I'll be on again with Karen Palmer, my dear soul sister. We've been chanting. We started out doing 40 days of chanting for change because we wanted change out in our world and change inside of ourselves. So we chant two chants. And then after those 40 days were over, we're like, we don't want to stop. So we're not. We're keeping on, keeping on. So come chant with us. If you've never chanted before, just check it out. Yeah. It might not be your cup of tea, but then again, it might be a blessing for you. You never know until
Exactly.
you try.
And
So,
Terry, can I remind everyone this coming Friday is the second episode of Conscious Communications
what?
and the practice of no judgment, just love. It's on enlightened living, I hope.
Right? Will be.
Um, I'm still learning which channel it's on. And it's at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Arizona Pacific Time. And we're talking about listening.
Ooh, what a great topic. Wonderful. Anything else that's going on, Sharon? Do you have any other shows that you're
Uh, no, that's it right now. That's the main focus
okay?
is me learning how to do this by myself with the technology, creating content for people that's valuable, different, useful, and then actually getting up in the morning and delivering it.
There you go. So you're doing this for how many weeks, or is this like a
Doing it,
daily thing?
yeah, 4 weeks, 8 shows. So that's Mondays and Fridays for 4 weeks. And each time there'll be one topic with 3 suggestions of how to live that and communicate that topic. So we just did talking on Monday. Friday is going to be listening. And I think the next one is multi-generational communication because lots of people have different age ranges in their family and in their community. So people hear differently when they're coming from a different decade. They have a different value system and they receive communication differently. So I'll be excited to share that.
I'm looking forward to those, my friend, and what a blessing you are to give that
Thank
gift
you.
to us. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. So, with that, we're going to let everyone go and have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you may be. You may even be morning in some places, but enjoy whatever it is. And I'll be back next week. And be sure to tune into Sharon on Friday at noon at EWN Enlightened Living. Good night, everybody. Bye, Sharon.
Bye, Terry. Thank you.